my name's Ashley and welcome to One Stitch After Another. I'm here in my happy place, my little craft studio. My husband calls it my studio, I still call it my craft room. It's where I come when I want a bit of peace and quiet. It's where I come to do some work. It's where I come to knit. It's where I come to occasionally talk to you guys on YouTube. And welcome so much if you're new here. I hope you enjoyed the beginning of this video. I'm not very good at knitting and talking at the same time and looking to camera. I can knit and talk, but I can't look to camera. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the introduction to this little video. I had a little bit of an ups purchase in February, I believe it was, maybe the end of February, mid to end of February, and I follow the lovely Gayna. She has a channel called Tales from Cuckoo Land. I'm sure lots of you know her and follow her. She is a lovely lady. I just get so much pleasure from watching her videos. Anyway, she decided that she would like to dye some yarn. And she went to Lay Family Yarn headquarters in Shropshire and she was invited to dye her dream skein. And it is gorgeous. The colourway is called Hurkle Durkle. Now, if you don't know what Hurkle Durkle means, I confess I didn't. It means to lie in bed or lounge about long after you should have got up. And Gayna showed this yarn on her channel, and I thought, I've got to have some of that. My FOMO kicked in, and I ordered 3 skeins. It's 100 grams. Lay Family Yarn Merino, I think it's a super wash. I have 1 skein left. Yes, it's 75% super wash merino, 25% nylon, and in a 100 gram skein you get 425 metres or 467 yards should you prefer the imperial measurement. And I ordered 3 skeins and then set about looking for a suitable pattern. I knew that I wanted to knit myself a garment because I don't have many wearable garments anymore that I've knitted myself. I've got quite a few accessories, but no wearable, or very few wearable knitted garments. So I knew that that's what I wanted to do. And I thought that I wanted to knit a cardigan. So as you saw in the little introduction, I had some ideas, but I didn't have enough meterage for what I wanted to knit. As it is, I think that I am playing yarn chicken, and I'll show you what I'm knitting in a minute, but I love it. I love this pattern, and everybody that I've shown it to says, wow, it is absolutely delightful. I had a friend come for lunch yesterday with her husband, and she's not a knitter or a crafter, but she appreciates handmade things. And I was showing her this project and she touched the yarn and went, oh, it is so soft. And yes, it is like knitting with butter. I never purchased from Lay Family Yarns before. I heard people talk about them, and I'm so glad that I purchased this. My only regret is that I didn't buy more. And I might be playing yarn chicken, as I said. I missed out on the, there was a pre-order open for a week because of the popularity of this. I think it's the popularity of both Kelly at Lay Family Yarns and Gayna at Tales from Cuckoo Land. I think it's the popularity of those ladies that made this yarn a sellout. But I'm so sad that I missed out. I do believe that I might be able to get some more on Instagram if people have got leftovers. If I can't get any more and I do run out, then I will have to maybe do the bottom of the garment and the neckband, button band in a contrast. But let me talk now about what it is that I'm actually knitting, and I'm flying away with this. I love it so much. It's bringing me so much pleasure. So one of my goals was knitting goals of 2024 was to not buy unnecessary yarn. So I've broken that goal. But one of the other goals was to knit things that bring you joy. This is bringing me so much joy. And every time I touch it, I just love it. Just absolutely love it. So what am I knitting? After much toing and froing and casting on and ripping back, I have decided that I am knitting, and I'm a fair way through it, the Purl Code Cardigan by Isabell Kraemer. And I'm just seeing if I can find the title page, the cover page. So that's it by Isabell Kraemer, and I hope I'm not breaking any copyright rules by showing this photograph. But what I love about this pattern is top-down construction, and after that then it's entirely up to you. So you probably can't tell from this picture, and I'll leave a link to the Ravelry page where you can have a look at this pattern. It is a paid-for pattern. It's called the Purl Code Cardigan because Isabell Kraemer has very carefully and cleverly given the Morse code a bit of a nitty update. So she's taken the idea of the Morse code ... and has interpreted that into purls and knits. So you could knit any sentence, any phrase, any word, combinations of letters using, I'm not going to show it, but using the code that she has come up with. And I thought, how clever is that? So what I've actually done, if I turn this round so you can you see all the little purl bumps and ridges? They're completely random. You decide when you want to do them, how many you want to do. I'm actually hiding in here the word Hurkle Durkle, just randomly. And I thought that was such a, I don't know, novel idea. And I'm just loving this. Because I was playing yarn chicken, I've knitted the sleeves and they're quite short. But the other thing I love about this pattern, I think quite a lot of garments that are knit in one piece have this kind of design features, like the purl seam. So it looks as if the garment's seamed, but it's not. The other modification I've made is I've done a twisted knit one purl one rib for the cuff of the sleeve. The pattern just called for a normal rib, but I'm not very neat at a 1x1 rib, so I've done a 1x1 twisted rib, and I just think it gives a little bit more stretch, but also I just think looks nicer. And it's finished off with a knit one round and then bind off. So again, that gives a really nice little edge there. So that's a little modification that I've made. The other modification that I aim to make, I've used a complete skein, and this is what I've got left of the second skein to knit what I've got so far. So that's how long my garment is from the neck. Can you see? It's about 10 inches or so, maybe 11 inches. I'm going to make the garment shorter than in the pattern, again because I'm worried about yarn chicken, but also I'm going to wear this over dresses and perhaps with a skirt rather than trousers. And I just love this colour. It may not be the best colour for me, but I do love it. And if I show you the skein close up, I've got to wind this final skein into a ball. Look at the gorgeous speckles. They are so subtle. They look quite concentrated in the skein, but actually in the knitted piece, they are much more subtle. And then you get the odd, tiny, tiny, tiny fleck of orange. I love this deep blue. So I'm thinking, I like blue. I'm thinking if I can get hold of a linen dress for the summer, just plain, in that shade of blue. And this will just be absolutely gorgeous. But I have loved every minute of this garment. And the other modification that I'm going to make, well, let me just talk a bit more about the other colours first. Can you see there's a little tiny bit of mustard yellow there? You probably can't. And then there's a deeper pink, like a little deep pink, like a almost raspberry pink. Again, my bridesmaids' dresses were raspberry pink silk. A garment in that colour would be lovely. A little dress. I like dresses, although sometimes I have a bit of a problem because I have quite a big tummy, and to get the bust size and the waist size looking right, it can sometimes be a bit of a struggle. But yes, I'm just so loving this. The other modification that I want to do, and again I need to see how far I get with this second skein. I want to do a little hidden pocket, and I'm not quite sure how to do it, but I think I've got an idea. So I think when I've got to the length that I want, where I want my pockets to be, I don't want them to be a patch pocket, I want them to be hidden. So the front of the garment will have the pocket behind, if that makes sense. I think I'm going to have to, because I'm working from the top down, I think this is how I'm going to have to do it. I think I'm going to have to cast off some stitches. No. I think this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to get to the point in my front, and I'm going to just work across some stitches for the pocket, so it's going down, and knit quite a depth, and then I'll be able to fold it in half, and then those raw stitches I'll knit across again. It doesn't make sense. I think I know in my head what I've got to do, and then all I've got to do is just sew the side seams. Yes, I think I understand what I'm talking about. But did you take part in this make along? I enjoyed it because it wasn't a mystery knit along, it was a make along. You could crochet, you could knit. I don't know whether other people have done other projects, I don't know. I have had a little look on Instagram. I don't go on Instagram a lot. I did post a couple of reels of me knitting this project in various places. I don't think I've won a prize. I would have loved to win a prize, but hey ho. Yes, I liked it because I could choose what I wanted to knit, and obviously I know what the outcome's going to be. Whereas with the mystery knit along, you don't often know, do you? You know the kind of ballpark of what you're knitting, and I am tempted by another mystery knit along, which is inspired by William Morris, and I think it's a shawl. But I have got so much knitting and knitting commitments on the go that I can't commit to joining that over the time period. So I've favourited the pattern. I can't quite remember what it's called, but I'll put it in the description box so you can go and check it out. I know that you need 6. I think you need 6 100-gram skeins, which is a lot, isn't it? So I would have to look from stash. So I think I'm going to wait until everybody's done it, and then possibly join in after the fact, like I did with Mr. Nifty. Look and see if I've got appropriate yarn in stash for it. But yes, future knitting projects. I've been asked to knit 3 pairs of socks for somebody, so I'm waiting for the yarn for that. And then the lady that's done all of our decorating, we've had a lot of decorating done in the house over the last 12 months. We're nearly finished. She has asked me, I think I've mentioned it before, she's asked me to knit a ballerina wrap for one of her granddaughters. Her birthday's in the middle of June. And then actually when she was here on Friday, she asked me to knit another one for her other granddaughter, who also does ballet. And she wants 2 exactly the same. They'll be slightly different sizes. And I'm very excited because I've never knit with this yarn before. She's asked me to use, we think we're going to use Knitting for Olive in the merino light, held together with the kid silk mohair, whatever their brand of kid silk mohair is called, and the colour that we've chosen is ballerina, which is it's a very similar pink to this actually. So that will be lovely. I am so looking forward. And she obviously, because she wants me to knit too, she wants to keep the cost down. She'll pay me for knitting the garments, but we've tried to look and see where we can get the most reasonably priced knitting for olive yarn from. Obviously, it has to be imported from Oslo. And because I've never ordered from them before, I can actually take advantage of an offer that they've got on the Knitting for Olive website. They have free worldwide shipping on your first order. So I know I'm not supposed to be buying unnecessary yarn, but I might have to buy something for me while I get that free postage. And it's a couple of euros a ball cheaper to buy it direct from them than it is in the UK. So I'm very excited about that. Is there anything else that I'm knitting for other people? I don't think so, but tell me, do comment. Tell me first of all, where are you from? Tell me, are you a new viewer? Tell me, are you a returning viewer? And tell me, if you are a knitter, what you're knitting on. I'm going to wrap up there because you've all got better things to do than watch me, and the sun is coming out. I need to go for my 30-minute walk, and thank you so much for spending some time with me. I've really enjoyed this little chat, and I've so enjoyed doing half a row of my Hurkle Durkle cardigan using the Purl Code pattern from Isabell Kraemer. I'll be back soon. Take care. Whatever you're working on, put love into every stitch. Take care. Bye now.